All right, welcome back to East Texas now. So, of course, we are back in the middle of back to school season, and of course, that means your evenings are going to be packed once again, your mornings as well. You got kids getting ready for school, you got practices and homework and more. So, you might be looking for some easy, convenient things to make for the family once school's back in session. For more on that, we're joined here on the show by our Mama Steph in the studio. Mama Steph, good evening.
Hey, how are you, Jeremy?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to cook for you guys and have some fun ideas, I think. Easy ideas, which is what everyone asks for. So I try to keep that in mind as I come up with these ideas. So we are going to get started with a breakfast idea.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, so this first idea is protein packed, because whether you're sending kids off to school, because it is back to school time, or if they're going to practices and they need energy, or if you are working out, or if you're just hungry, you need some protein to hold you over for a while, right? So we're going to make a little bit of a kind of a Southwest twist on breakfast. I'm just going to put a little butter in my nonstick skillet here. And we're gonna do something a little different. We're not just gonna make a breakfast taco kind of thing, although those are delicious, but sometimes you might want something besides just your usual breakfast taco, or just some scrambled eggs, which I know scrambled eggs are great, but sometimes you wanna change it up. So I've got my butter and it's nice and melted, and I'm going to scramble one egg. This is the reason I'm using a small skillet. As you can see, this is, I think, an 8-inch or a 10-inch at most. I think it's 8-inch skillet, to be honest. And because I'm using the smaller tortilla, so we don't need a giant skillet, because we'll have to chase the eggs all over the pan. So just season that up with your favorite seasoning blend, or just a little salt and pepper. You could use a little taco seasoning, whatever you like, whatever you have handy. That's all that matters. And pour that right into your hot skillet. Now take one of these. This is one of Brookshire's. You know, they have the fresh tortillas all the time, and everybody flocks to Brookshire's to get these, or to Fresh. I think they have them too. And so that's what we picked up. And we're going to put that tortilla into that liquid egg, and then we're going to flip it over. And I'm just going to move the egg to a place where I can completely cover it with the other side of the tortilla. So this is the wet side up, as you can see, and now the scrambled egg will kind of cook underneath the tortilla for a few moments. It doesn't take long. This is a fast breakfast, Jeremy. So we're going to have that right there. You can see nonstick makes it really easy as well, because you don't have to scrape things like you might if you tried this in stainless steel. It can be done, but it's just easier with nonstick, as you know. And so it's getting a little puffy. You can see that it's puffing up, or maybe you cannot, but I can tell. I can see how easily I can move it. It's puffing up because those eggs are lifting up underneath it, and they're getting puffy. So we're going to flip it a little bit here. I don't like my eggs overcooked. They get a little rubbery, so this is perfect for me. You can go a little longer if you prefer. And then what we'll do, we're going to add a little vegetable to our day, and hide that inside there. The kids may not even think about it or pay attention that the spinach is in there. This is baby spinach leaves. You could use arugula or kale, whatever you have. We're going to drop some, let me put the cheese down first. We're going to just put some pepper jack cheese. You can use whatever cheese you have handy. Let's face it, this is customizable. But I like the pepper jack with the turkey and the spinach. It just has such a nice flavor. And this is turkey. This is just deli meat turkey, really thinly sliced. And you can break it up a little bit if you want to. Then we're going to take this and just fold it. Let's push that down. It's getting really puffy under there. How cute is that? Fold it over like that. There we go. And you can see in front of me, I have a plate here. that already has some on it. And I cut those into triangles. Triangles are nice for little kids. They're easy to pick up. You know, you can just grab one and they can take it on the go, in the car, on the bus, or whatever, if they don't have time to sit down and eat. Sometimes we just don't have time. Back to school time is busy, work is busy, and it all gets busy. So sometimes something like this grab and go is great. So those little triangles are great. Or you can, if you want to do this like, it almost looks like an omelet, you can just eat it like that on your plate with a fork and a knife. And it is perfect, y'all. That's all there is to it. So you've got protein from this many sources. Yeah. Egg, you've got turkey, you've got some cheese, and then you have a little bit of veg in there with the spinach, so you've got some iron from the spinach. So this is all around kind of a really good breakfast to start you off. And you know, when you start off with a proteiny breakfast like that, you stay full longer. So when you send kids off with a bowl of cereal, they love it. I always loved cereal when I was a little girl, but it tends to go away. You burn through carbs really fast. So with all this protein, they'll stay more able to focus in school and in sports, whatever they're doing, and they won't get hungry and cranky as quickly. So it's a great idea to do something like that with a lot of protein. And like I said, you can just easily pick up a little triangle like that, and they can just bite it and enjoy it. And as they head out to have a busy first day of school, first day of practice, what have you. So super easy. How fast was that? I mean, I've got breakfast done, and we're already, what, only 5 minutes into this.
No doubt.
Isn't that great?
Can you hear me, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay, quick question. At the beginning, you took the tortilla and put it in the egg and then flipped it over. What was the point in doing that?
Well, it gives you kind of a nice fluffiness to both sides of the tortilla, and it keeps the tortilla from being just boring and plain. You've got a little bit of seasoning on the egg. So it's almost like, you could almost say it's like when you do French toast and you batter both sides of the French toast with the egg wash. We're doing that with a tortilla. And then we're filling it with all those protein ingredients, and then letting the cheese melt and everything. So it's kind of a combination of techniques there, and it's just fun and it's easy to make, and a teenager can easily make this him or herself. So if you can't cook for them, but they're really hungry, they can make this very easily. So the recipe, of course, is already on the app, and we'll also add this video to it later so it can walk you through how to do that. Just a little simple idea, and I love it. I love this kind of thing. What were you going to ask?
One more quick question I have. As far as like making it ahead, like can you prep this the day before or a couple days before and like let it sit in the refrigerator or the freezer, or is that too much in advance?
What I would do, you could do this and then stick it in the fridge and then reheat it in the microwave. That would be fine. It may not, you know, the spinach leaves may not be as fresh feeling or whatever, but it'd be okay. It would work just fine. So yes, put it in there and put them in, you know, a little Ziploc, and then take out how much you want on a plate and warm it back up. You could even just throw it back on a hot skillet to rewarm, honestly. Either way would work.
Okay.
Super easy, and you can see the cheese is melting in here, and this just smells heavenly. I love pepper jack cheese. It gives you a little kick, but like I said, you can use whatever cheese you have on hand. You might have some Colby Jack slices, you might have American slices, whatever you want to put in there is okay. It's just a fun idea.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's a great one to start the day off with right there.
Yes, that's right. That's what gets you started on the right foot.
All right, so breakfast is done. We're full. We're off to school. What comes next?